go live to former New South Wales Liberal leader Kerry Chikarovsky. A very sad day, Kerry. Your hometown, it's just shocking. One of the darkest days in our nation's history.
Kieran, it's unbelievable that this has happened not only in Sydney, but at such an iconic place as Bondi Beach. You know, we've always prided ourselves in this country and indeed in New South Wales and particularly in Sydney for our multicultural accepting community. We've always said, look, you know, we accept people of all different faiths, of different colour, of different beliefs who come to this country. And the only thing we ask of you is that you come to this country and you accept our way of life and you live within our way of life and you do so peacefully. So to see what we've seen overnight is just, it's unbelievable. People who, like me, and I'm almost 70, Kieran, and I've lived in this city almost all my life, and I just look at that and go, I never expected it, anything like that would happen. And our hearts go out to our Jewish friends. You know, I grew up with lots of Jewish friends. I had lots of Jewish friends at uni. And let me say, when I was at uni and you were Jewish, there was absolutely no problem being Jewish at uni. And so I am appalled at what's been happening to the Jewish students in our universities in the last couple of years. So I don't know how to express my grief any more than to say that we stand with you. We have stood with you. There have been some of us who've been more obviously standing with you. There are others who need to look at themselves and say, did we do enough to actually make sure that people understood that anti-Semitism in this country is not only unacceptable, it's abhorrent, and we will not tolerate it.
No, that's right. And this sort of atrocity is just... Australia will, we know we will respond forcefully, and there won't be a capitulation in the face of this cowardly terrorism. Do you think the government needed to do more in terms of combating the flames, which were really, you know, out of control in the end when it comes to anti-Semitism over the last 2 years?
Well, I think the fact that we've had such an escalation in anti-Semitism would suggest that the government wasn't doing enough. I mean, we've gone from, you know, people chanting in the streets to childcare centres being firebombed. We've had, you know, Jewish kids. They can't wear their uniforms to school because they're worried about being attacked. As I said, we've got Jewish students who are now terrified to turn up to class on campus because of what's being said to them. We have people who think it's all right to walk our streets chanting death to Jews. I mean, how do we actually tolerate any of that? And why hasn't the government recognised that that has been escalating to the extent that we've ended up with this horrendous circumstance last night? I do think that the government, they've talked about a lot of things. They set up an envoy for anti-Semitism. She produced a report. Not all of those recommendations have been acted on. I think they need to be acted on fairly quickly. We look at all of these things and we go, yes, the government has to step up and do more. Now, the problem we've got is that, you know, it has taken them a while to do that. Can they actually do it now and make sure that we don't see a further escalation of this sort of horrendous attacks? No one would expect that we'll have anything like this ever again. One keeps our fingers crossed. But we also need to make sure that the attacks on students, the attacks on kids, the attacks on individual members of the Jewish community, on Jewish synagogues, on Jewish schools, we need to make sure that they stop. But that also involves us as a community reaching out to our Jewish cousins and saying, we will not tolerate it as non-Jewish people in this community. We will stand with you, and we expect our government to stand with you and to act for you.